Boom! Welcome aboard, everybody. I told you this was coming. I told you it was coming. It is not a motor vlog. It's an 18-wheeler vlog. It's a big truck vlog. Hang around till after these words from my sponsor. Boom! Welcome aboard, everybody. Hey, I finally did it. I told you it was coming. I told you it was coming. I purchased the domain name 9 Mules on 2 Wheels. That's right. All you have to do now is go to 9MulesOn2Wheels.com to check out my t-shirt store. Besides the monthly t-shirts that I release with the witty comical sayings that I have said throughout the years on my channel, I put t-shirts on there just about every week. Yesterday, matter of fact, I put 5 t-shirts in my store. My store has got to be huge. Yeah, there's no designs or nothing like that yet. I'm working on it. I'm new at this. Give me a chance. But you need to pause the video. Pause the video right now. Go to 9MulesOn2Wheels.com and check out my massive t-shirt store. All kinds of t-shirts. Like I said, I drive truck for a living, so I sit there and go, ooh, I got to put that on a t-shirt. I need to put that on a t-shirt. So every week when I get home after driving truck, I put t-shirts in my store. It's massive. You need to go to 9MulesOn2Wheels.com and order you some t-shirts today. Let me thank you in advance for supporting my channel. Back to the video. Oh, that's right. Welcome back, everybody. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. This is not a motor vlog, like I said. By the way, the t-shirts, like I said, you gotta go over there. Pause it right now and go check out my t-shirt store. It's right here. Here it is right here. We're right there. Or it's in the description or the comments. Not only do you see not only do you see the t-shirts that I mentioned on the channel, but I upload t-shirts. I create t-shirts almost weekly. I'll come up with something. Lightning will strike my brain, and I will come up with something to put on a t-shirt that's not related to the channel or anything that I've said throughout the years on the channel. Go check it out. I'm telling you, you're going to be surprised at the amount of t-shirts I have on there and some of the things I put on a t-shirt. Yes, there's no fancy designs or nothing like that. I ain't quite there yet. I'm working on it. I'm working on the fancy designs and different things like that. But yeah, go check it out. And let me thank you in advance for supporting the channel by ordering a t-shirt or 10 or 30 or 50 of them. All right, so one of the first things we do as a truck driver is a pre-trip check. Make sure everything's safe. Make sure all the tires are the right PSI. Make sure nothing, is broken or worn or loose. Check all the fluids, that kind of thing. Make sure we're not going to, minimize the chance of breaking down or something happening on the highway that'll cause an accident or anything like that. So I'm going to do my little pre-trip check. I'm going to speed it up so that y'all don't have to, watch me do it forever. I did see that I'm a little low on windshield washer fluid. When I'm looking at it, there was a person that was walking through here just a second ago. Huh. I don't like that. By the way, it's 4 a.m. What the hell? Well, my door unlocked. By the way, you're probably hearing the creepy van too. I'm using the headlights of the creepy van so you can actually see me. Why do I get a feeling I'm about to get jumped? Spidey senses are tingling. I don't know what happened to that dude I just seen walking through the back here. This is why truck drivers should be allowed to carry guns, period. Flat out, period. I just did around, but you know, checked all my lights and all that stuff, my tires and everything else. And the stupid part was, I left the van running, sitting there, unlocked. All right, I'll be right back with y'all. All right, so I got a load I got to pick up in San Antonio. It's a deadhead, which is without a trailer for you that don't know, if you are with a trailer, excuse me, that's empty, deadhead. Bobtail is going without a trailer. So, this load picks up in San Antonio. I've been there before, seems like I have. It's 147 miles to San Antonio, and it's 285 miles to, where's it going? That's a good question. Haslett, which is basically northwest Fort Worth. But I'm trying to see. Oh, it's going to Oregon. Okay. The final destination is Tualatin, Oregon. I have no idea where. Tualatin, something like that. Oregon. But I'm going to drop it at the rail yard, BNSF, in Haslett, Texas. Pre-trip is done. Pretty much ready to roll. So what I'm doing right now is verifying all my logs. I've been off for a couple of days, so it's wanting me to verify all my logs. Show that I've done a pre-trip on my truck. Show that I've done a pre-trip on my trailer. On duty, it should have put me there. There we go. Now, I got a new phone. Well, here we go, kind of. Oh, the person I seen, you see these trailers? I was out here out front recording, and he walked right in front of them trailers just as I was recording. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I started recording and I realized, hey, there's somebody walking right there. But I think there's a car missing from our parking area. So it might have been one of our drivers just being nice not to interrupt me while I was recording and staying over there, but I don't know, it was weird. He disappeared awfully quick. But I just realized I left something in my van. I hope I left it in the van. If not, it blew away as a receipt that I needed to turn in to get reimbursed for. And I thought I put it in that seat, but it ain't there. So I'm hoping it's in my van. Our containers are 53 feet long. Like I said, this one is empty. I've got shit running down my windshield. What the heck? All right, I'll be right back. Let me go look in my, I hope it's in my van. I'm hoping I just forgot it in the van. I'll be right back. Well, good. It was in my van. All right, like I said, I gotta go to San Antonio. Good start to the week. Good start to the week. When I forgot to set my DRT. So I'm gonna stop right here for a second. DRT is driver ready time. And let me figure out what I'm gonna do here. Let's see here. Oh man, I thought he was coming in here for a second. Oh, I thought he was coming in here for a second. This place here, there's a curve out there on the highway. and it makes it look like the cars are on the service road right here. So it's kind of hard to tell if they're actually on the highway or out there on the service road, and you bet to pull out in front of somebody. All right, we are headed to San Antonio. I won't bother y'all with this exciting drive to San Antonio, but unless something happens, then I'll bring you on board. So I don't know if you can see my dash from your viewpoint. I'm going to have to show y'all different, but this truck is equipped with adaptive cruise control, meaning it's got radar on the front. So if I come up on you and you're doing 60 miles an hour and I'm doing 65, the truck will slow down and match your speed, which is cool and everything else. And I got a distance bar right here on my display that shows me how far away from you are. It tells me the feet. It tells me how fast you are going and how many seconds away from you that I am. So it's a safety thing. I get it and all that stuff. And the only issue I have with it is there's no pedal. Meaning, if I come up on you and there's traffic all on my left and you slow me down to 60, I can't keep my momentum going by putting my foot on the floor on the pedal. And it just, matter of fact, here we go. It just went into E-coast. That's another issue. I'll tell you in just a second. So you lose the momentum. So then you have to get over to get the radar off the vehicle in front of you, so that the truck will go back up to 65 miles an hour. Because they're set at the governor said at 65 miles an hour. And then the whole time traffic's stacking up behind you and people are pulling their hair out and bashing their heads into their steering wheel and everything else. That's why you sometimes see trucks do that. They have to get off from behind the vehicle by a pretty good distance to keep their the radar from slowing down their truck, kind of thing. That's why sometimes you see a truck out there in the left lane trying to pass and it's just taking them forever. That's because they're trying to build their speed back up and everything else. It's crazy. Now, it just went into E-coast. That's a fuel efficiency kind of thing. It went into E-coast, puts it in neutral basically to coast down this hill. And that's fine and everything, I understand that, but the issue I also have with that is, because like I'm empty, okay, so I can run up a hill at a pretty decent, I'm going to override it, I'm going to run up a hill at a pretty decent speed compared to trucks that are loaded. They're going to slow down. So that's my opportunity to overtake them. And I've jumped out there in the left lane and I'm overtaking a big truck, or even a car, and we get like to right here, and the thing goes into E-coast and slows down. Absolutely bonkers. I cannot believe JB Hunt allows that to happen with these. That's a feature that should not be on these trucks. Simple as that. That is dangerous. Because you're trying to pass a vehicle, you got people stacked up behind you, right? And all of a sudden you slow down. That's unsafe. It's not something I'm saying, the slowing down part and all. I get the fuel efficiency stuff, but that causes the people behind you to lose their ever-loving minds. And one day, somebody's going to, road rage is going to happen to one of these drivers when they're doing that kind of stuff. And then they're going to be like me and get sued by JB Hunt, or sue JB Hunt, or whoever else it is. It don't matter what truck you come. I get to eat there with E-coast. You could hear it. And it slowed down. Now I'm doing like 64, 63. Now it kicks back in once it gets down to 63. But when you're trying to overtake a vehicle and that happens, insane, absolutely insane. One of the stupidest things, in my professional opinion, I can't believe they got that feature on this truck. Stupid, absolutely stupid. In my professional opinion. Also, this truck is equipped with all kind of cameras, sensors, you name it. Okay? So up here is a forward-facing camera, several cameras in the radar, and the radar is also on the grill or something anyway. But it also has a camera that faces me, looking right at my face. So if I'm if I'm, you know, steering with my knee and you know, taking a drink and holding a sandwich at the same time, they know it. And yeah, they don't like that kind of thing. Yeah, you can imagine. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. If you can see this car ahead of me, I don't know if you can see my dash. He is doing 57 mile an hour. Actually, there's two of them. So my truck is slowed to 57 mile an hour. Now, if we were in traffic, there'd be people stacking all up around us and everything else. So in order for me to pass them, because I can put my foot down on the floor and it does nothing. In order for me to pass him, I have to get over way out ahead of him. And I'm wondering if this guy might be, both of them might have been on the happy juice, happy sauce, because they are not actually driving great. Maybe there's, no, I think they're moving, actually. I can see, it looks like the Beverly Hillbillies. He got that thing piled up there with stuff. That's what it is. And the car ahead of him is probably with him. That's what it is. Anyways, but they're doing like 55 mile an hour on the highway. In Texas is crazy, because it's 75 mile an hour speed limit right here. Where are they from? Oh, that's got a Mexico tag. It's got a Mexico tag. But yeah, absolutely, I think it's 110% unsafe. And that's a fact. By the way, I want to say rest in peace to Chuck Norris. Wow, that was mind blowing. That blew my mind. A lot of y'all may not know I am a black belt. I have a black belt in Taekwondo and a brown belt in Bushido Ray. My brother, my older brother, is a master. He has, I think, 5 black belts in different styles and stuff. He's been doing it since he was like 8 years old. And but I intended yesterday to go to Lone Wolf Ranch, Chuck Norris's ranch, and you know, in respect, lay my black belt there on the ground, but I couldn't find my black belt. Now, a couple years ago, I was in Florida, and I got asked to be a guest instructor at a dojo, so I took my stuff with me, and I'm beginning to wonder if I left my black belt in Florida or something, because I cannot find it anywhere. And like I said, you know, I'll keep Chuck's wife and his, you know, his sons and everybody, you know, in my prayers. Wow, that was, you'd never think somebody, Chuck Norris is one of them guys that is just bigger than life, you know. Oh, he'll, you know, all the memes and all that stuff, he'll never die. We all die, but wow, that was kind of shocking. But, yeah. All right, this dude is, I don't know what the hell he's doing. If he's falling asleep or what, but he's making me really nervous. Wake up, driver. Oh, it's a 6-wheeler, but he is all over the place. Stay there. $269 southbound. It's got a 6-wheeler in the center lane poking along. He's having a serious time trying to keep it in his lane too. I don't know if he's just too busy playing Angry Birds on his phone or falling asleep, but watch out for him. So let me check your age here. Not check your age. Let's see how old you are. In the comments, do you remember when you would walk into a truck stop, especially the restaurant, and there would be phones everywhere, up on the counter? Each stool at the counter at the bar would have a phone. Each booth where you sit would have a phone. And for you kids, we're not talking about a cell phone, we're talking about a landline. Every single one of them would have reason being for that back then. A lot of y'all probably know if you remember that. It's because that's the only way they had to get their next load. They had to, once the truck driver got unloaded, he had to get on a phone, not a cell phone, but actual landline, and get his next load and find out where it's at, get all the directions, get all the numbers, you know, the pickup numbers and everything else. Had to be done by a landline phone. There was no computers in the trucks back then. How many of y'all remember that? Such stuff you think about while you're driving. See, if I were to get behind this guy right here, I had to get over, let him on the road. Let me tell you this also. If you're getting on the highway and a truck driver's nice enough, gets over, or anybody gets over, you know, and lets you on the highway, by the way, you don't have a right to get on the highway. If you cannot safely get on the highway, you're supposed to yield. You're supposed to yield to whoever's on the highway. Anyway. If I were to get over behind him, he'd slow me down. The truck would slow down, everything, even though he's going a little faster. He's just taking too long to get out ahead of me. There we go. They picked this car up. This car is doing 70 mile an hour. He's 125, 140, 150 feet ahead of me. They just keep going. And I am 2 seconds behind him. But I don't have to slow down because he's steadily going away from me. So I ain't too concerned with it. But anyways, I am not an over-the-road truck driver. Over-the-road truck drivers go all over, you know, all in the entire United States pretty much, and Canada. Some of them go to Canada. So, but I'm a regional driver. I haul containers, and I cover Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and a little bit of Louisiana. Now, from time to time, we have a loop run that goes all the way up to Kansas City, down to, it actually goes to Bentonville, Arkansas, then Kansas City, then down to Memphis, Tennessee, and then down into Mississippi and back. But majority of the time, we cover Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana. That's about it. That's it. I don't go to the stupid states like the Northeast or California, which I like. Thank you very much. There's one of them self-driving cars. Oh my God, it's getting on the highway. It's coming up next to me. I don't trust them. I don't trust them. I looked over, there's nobody driving that car. And they just dumped on the highway. I didn't know all of Austin was under construction. I mean, literally all of Austin. Holy cow. Usually we take the toll road, but to save money for the company, we're only allowed to use the toll roads now from 6 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. And it's Sunday, so I can't use the toll road. And it's been a long time since I've been through Austin. And I had no idea that it was every inch of Austin, all the way from North Austin, all the way down, I'm almost to the south end now, is under construction. What's up with that? What the hell? That dang self-driving car, automated car is following me. It is behind me. I don't like it. By the way, to go with the truck driving stuff over the road, I'm 5 days a week. I work 5 days a week. A lot of drivers will, especially over the road drivers, will stay out 2 to 3 weeks. I knew a driver who stayed out all the time and would go home like December, the middle of December for Christmas and stuff, and come back out in the middle of January, and he wouldn't go home, and he'd just stay out the entire time. More power to him, but average over-the-road truck driver stays out 2 to 3 weeks. Some of them even longer. It depends. But I'm 5 days a week. 5 days a week. I go out, stay out 5 days, and then I go home for a couple of days. Thought I'd tell you that. Where's that dang car? Is it still behind me, or did it get off, or is that it up there? I wasn't. I was paying attention to this guy in the pickup with the trailer. I think that's it up there. I seen it on the service road. Looked over and it had a big old thing on top of it and everything else. Looked over and said, yep, there ain't nobody driving that car. What the hell is up with that? I don't like it. I don't trust it. This thing. So I thought I'd show you this. Some of you may not know. You ever go along and you see a weigh station that's open. You see trucks pulling into the weigh station, but some of them go by it. Why is that? That's because the computer is telling them, giving them permission to bypass. So I was just alerted that there's a weigh station right here. I'm coming up to it. We got 1 mile to the weigh station, and it just told me to bypass. Now, if it was open, which it's not open, but if it was open, I can bypass because it depends on the company and everything else, and their safety record and all that stuff. So, but it's giving me permission to bypass this weigh station. If it was open, I could still just drive right past it. I don't have to go in it. That's how some trucks bypass weigh stations. Welcome to New Braunfels, Texas. It is 6:43 a.m. and this old man has got to empty his bladder. So I'm going to this TA. Anyway, I'm going to the TA. Something different about this. It's been a minute since I've been here too. I've got to empty the bladder and might as well fill the coffee cup up. Well, all right, I filled my coffee cup up, topped it off. I filled my water cup up for when I'm done with my coffee. We're leaving the TA in New Braunfels. What you see me do is what's called a pull-through. There's a pull-through lane. They're supposed to be, what you're supposed to do is get your fuel. It used to be you had to get a receipt, but you pull up after you're fueling and everything. And then the rule is 15 minutes. You got 15 minutes to sit the pull-through lane. You run in, grab you a drink, use the restroom, get your receipts, whatever you need. But I've seen drivers there lately actually park there and take their 30-minute break there. And all kind of, I've seen drivers park there and go inside and take a shower inside the truck stop. I mean, just craziness. Now the thing that's confusing me is this intersection didn't used to be like this. It used to be an overpass from here going over there, but now it's an overpass for the highway. That's what confused me. That's what got me a little, what the heck is the deal here? But the sun is about to come up. Like I said, it is now 6:53. And we're off again in New Braunfels, Texas, as I said. So we ain't too far from San Antonio. One of the places we come to pretty regular is the New Braunfels Walmart warehouse, which you were about to see. Right there. Can you see it down there? On the other side of the highway? There it be. We come there. We go there quite often. We go there quite often. And we are rolling again, headed to San Antonio. Let me explain something else to you. I tell my kids and grandkids and everybody that drives, do not hang around big trucks. Do not hang around them. This idiot that's to my left is slowing down, speeding up, slowing down, speeding up, slowing down, speed, but he's staying right next to me the entire time, or just behind my trailer tires. He's back there, right there on the left. I don't know if you can see him in my mirror with that camera or not, but if one of them tires blows, not only is it going to scare the tar out of you, especially if you're on a motorcycle, it's going to sound like a shotgun, but it might damage your car. Is it the driver's responsibility? Is it the company's responsibility if it damages your car? No. No, it's called a road hazard. That's what that is. All right. Sometimes truck tires blow. Sometimes, just never know what'll happen. But it's not the driver's fault unless he just totally neglects his tires and just, unless you can prove somehow that he knew he had a tire that was going to blow out, which is almost impossible. So, but I've seen, a matter of fact, I stopped because he was up ahead of me, a car, and he was next to a truck. And it was like I'm in the center lane. This guy was in the right lane, just ahead of me, next to a truck that was in the center lane also. And the tire blew on the trailer, and this elderly man swerved over because it scared the tar out of him. Went back and forth a couple times, and I was looking, and I just had a funny feeling, and he went to the shoulder finally and come to a stop. So as I passed him, I slowed down to a crawl. I passed him, I looked, he was having trouble. So I stopped, got ahead of him and stopped, and went back to him, and he was actually having a heart attack. He wasn't in cardiac arrest, but he was having a heart attack. The tire blowing, the loud bang, caused him to have a heart attack. So, yeah, don't hang around big trucks, especially if you're on a motorcycle. I'm going to hang out here. Now, this is exactly what I was talking about. If y'all can see this Walmart truck, now he's outrunning me going down the hill a little bit because I'm empty, but I'm loaded, and every time he starts going uphill, I'm catching him. And he's setting my radar off. So I'm just going to hang out here and try to eventually get past him. And if you're a good driver, you'll see that's happening, and I back it down a notch. If I see a driver out there having trouble getting past me, I'll back it down a couple, down to 62 or something like that, and let them get out ahead of me. And that way they ain't, hanging out here clogging up the lane. That's what I do. But I'm a professional driver, so I'm catching him again. Now he's going to outrun me just a little bit. But he's sitting here steadily setting my radar off, causing my truck to hit the brakes. So I got to get out here to get around him before I pull all my hair out. Ding, 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 ding. You hear my four ways. Welcome to South San Antonio. One thing about San Antonio, even though it's been 6 or 7 years since I've been through San Antonio, it definitely ain't lacking of mo-tarded drivers. Holy cow. I would have recorded some of it, but I forgot to plug my camera into the power source, and so therefore the battery died. It is 8 o'clock. And I gotta call in because for some reason it's not letting me say that I'm here. So, one technical thing after another. This is one of them places that cracks me up a little bit. because the speed limit is 6 miles an hour. 6. Not 10. Not 5. But 6. Why? I don't know. Now, truck drivers will have their days. There's days where I could whip a trailer right into a spot without even hesitating. Wham! I get it right there the first time, every time, kind of thing. And then there's days where I gotta back up and go forward and back up and go forward and straighten up, and it takes me a minute sometimes, you know, kind of thing. But this time we're not gonna do that. We're gonna put it right in the slot. I'll be right back. Unlatch the fifth wheel. Dump the airbags, which lowers the rear frame of the truck. Puts the trailer landing gears right on the ground, or the pavement. Put the air back in the system. Now, another question I've heard is, Matt, you sure are wearing your cowboy hats a lot lately? That would be correct. I used to wear my cowboy hats all the time for a long time. And I don't know why I got away from it. So I guess when I came up with the list of famous country singers, women that I would like to date, I started wearing my hats again. I don't know, just something. Next month I might not be wearing my hats again. There ain't no telling. All right, I'm gonna write down the chassis number. All right, I gotta hook up to this trailer. I'll be right back. I would show you the hookup process and stuff, but some places tend to get excited when you're out with cameras recording, kind of thing. So I did my post trip on the trailer I had. Then, why is it showing sleeper berth? No, it ain't. Okay. And then I've hooked up to this trailer, and I have done my pre-trip on it, so I gotta show all that on the computer.
Imagine starting your day dancing. Daybreaker is the original sober morning dance party with events in 66 cities across the world. World-class DJs, musicians, and performers. Free coffee. All ages, substance-free, worry-free. Just community, dance, wellness, and a mission to bring more joy and belonging to the world. So wake up and let's dance. Follow Daybreaker on Instagram at DYBRKR. And now join the movement at daybreaker.com to enter your email for
We're rolling. I'm sorry you listened to that. Sorry. We're rolling finally. So it'll take the rest of the day to get all the way back up to Northwest Fort Worth. So I will go available tomorrow morning.